Yo, what's up guys? Old School Dan here, and in this video we're going to talk about Steve Reeves' competition diets from his cookbook. So with that being said, let's get started. Alright, so I'm going to read it word from his book. So Mr. Universe Diet. This is the Mr. Universe diet where Steve gained 19 pounds of muscle within a 3-week period. He was careful to eat a well-balanced diet consisting of a large amount of high-protein food, a lot of beef, mainly steak, large green salads, and baked potatoes. His diet included raw eggs, honey, bananas, cheese, dried and fresh fruits, and all wholesome foods which gave him energy and muscular body weight. When interviewed, he did not disclose the volume of food that he ate during that period, but to gain 19 pounds of muscle in those numbers of weeks, you have to intake quite a lot of protein supported with enough complex carbohydrates to power your workout. Even though he would consume a large amount of food, he was also using a lot of energy, burning many calories in the process. Alright, so now let's move on to the diets. And I don't necessarily think that the diets I'm going to show you next are the ones that are referring to this article. So I'm not sure, but let's just move on. Typical competition diet. Back when Steve Reeves was training for competition, a typical day diet would be perfectly balanced, starting with a special energy drink that he would consume. Here is that recipe along with the rest of his foods for that day. Morning meal, 8 a.m. Before his workout in the gym, he would drink his Steve Reeves power drink. This would give him a boost in his energy with oranges, bananas, and honey. The Steve Reeves power drink muscle mana consists of, first of all, prepare in a blender, 14 ounces of freshly squeezed orange juice, 1 tablespoon of Knox gelatin, 1 tablespoon of honey, 1 banana, 2 to 4 raw eggs. Today's pasteurized eggs might be safer. 2 tablespoons of Steve Reeves Muscle Maker High Protein Power. Steve Reeves Protein Power Muscle Maker. Half pound of powdered egg whites, half pound of powder whey isolates, and quarter pound of powdered soy isolates. This is what I mean by these articles I'm showing you. They don't correlate with the diets I just showed you right now. This is another one. I'm going to show you another diet after this, and you're going to see that it doesn't correlate either. It doesn't match. So, Mr. World Contest Diet. When interviewing Steve Reeves about his time in Cannes, France, and competing for Mr. World, he told George Helmer the following story. After winning the Mr. World title on August 15, 1948, Steve was ready to get back to the States. Although Steve Reeves originally planned on being in Europe a total of 10 days, he was forced to extend his stay in France by 4 days due to not procuring ship passage back to the States early enough. It was the end of August, and the transatlantic ships were already filled with Americans returning home after vacation in Europe. After Oscar, his interpreter, left, Steve had no one to interpret for him. So Steve ventured out on his own in town. He made the most of his time on the French Riviera by relaxing in the sun, swimming, and running on the beaches. He managed to get his 3 meals in each day by using good old Yankee know-how. Every morning he walked to a local cafe and ordered a cheese and mushroom omelette. Omelette fromage au jus champignon. Oh, I said that all wrong. But anyways, the only dish he knew how to order in French. For lunch, he would go out to the fruit stand and point at the piece of fruit and hunk of cheese that he wanted. Dinner got a bit boring for Steve, who only knew how to order filet mignon and salad. The above story demonstrates what kind of foods he was eating not only during his competition, but before and after as well. Eggs, cheese, mushrooms, fruit, and good lean beef, filet mignon, and salad. This is what Steve Reeves was eating in competition and in his off-season normal diet. To a large degree, it was the amount of food intake that he made adjustments to that determined what quantities to eat. Alright, so here's the other diet. Typical competition diet. Steve Reeves alternative breakfast. Cut an apple into small cubes, grate a small carrot, add the following. Quarter cup of raw oatmeal, quarter cup of bran, 2 teaspoons of bee pollen, quarter cup of wheat germ, quarter cup of almonds, 1 heaping teaspoon of honey, 1 cup of milk. Steve preferred goat's milk just because it was more complex. Lunch at noon, cottage cheese with a handful of nuts and raisins, 2 pieces of fresh fruit in season. Dinner early evening, 1 huge salad, 1 swordfish steak, tuna, chicken, or lean beef, mostly steak. Alright, so I want to talk about one thing before I end the video. Who else thought there was going to be more detail in this cookbook about, his competition diet? Raise your hand. Even though I can't see your hand, that if your hand's raised or not, but my hand is actually raised right now. I just thought there was going to be more detail, like, oh, He ate a half cup of nuts, you know, a cup of rice, 2 cups of rice, you know, a pound of meat or something like that, some type of measurements, but that wasn't in here. And I thought there was gonna be more emphasis, more detail. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't read the whole entire book yet, but I did skim through the pages where I thought I would find, you know, the competition diet. I looked at the table of contents, found what the competition diet was, the Mr. World, the Mr. Universe diet, the, you know, all that stuff, and I picked that out and I made a video about it. So I haven't read the whole entire book, but when I do, I'm gonna write a review, and I'm gonna take you right through the whole entire book and show you what's inside of it, all the good stuff, and that way you can decide whether you want to buy the book or not. So with that being said, I'm gonna end the video right now. Subscribe for more videos like this. Give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. I'm Moscow Dan. I'm gone. Peace.